years probation, 6 months home confinement.
So,
that's what it felt like.
So as we're recording right now, my son just actually walked in. Give me 1 second. He walked in from preschool. Hey, big boy, I love you. Daddy's talking to a good friend who just got a great outcome today. Manny, my good buddy Manny, is not going away like I did. It's wonderful. Manny, give me 1 second to wish my son. I love you, son. Go take a little nappy, okay? I love you. Great news. I'm so happy for him. All right, I'm coming back in 1 sec, bud. Thank you. Have a good nap, dude. So, okay, please. That's you have kids. You know what it's like. So,
no, I completely know.
Yeah, so the sentencing hearing opened up, and what did the judge say? Like when he sat down, what was like the tone in the courtroom?
The tone of the courtroom was positive. I felt my attorney really presented a good case. You know, he referred back to my sentencing memorandum. He referred back to my video that I sent in that you told me to do. He really presented it and hit home on all the points that you and I have been discussing, and that, you know, we talked about, and that I talked about with him. And you were dead on as far as, you know, writing the letters and having them be authentic and having them, you know, speak to my character. And it was just really well. And the judge, you know, was like, I usually hand out long sentences on Medicare fraud. He's like, I'm really, really tough on that. But he goes, in your case, I don't think it would be warranted to send you to prison because I don't really believe that you'll be back here. And it wouldn't do anyone any good. So, you know, when he first started talking, I was a little nervous because he was going over the merits of my case and what had happened. But I think between the letters that we sent in, writing those narratives, the narrative was huge. You know, just laying it all out there for him, I really think that made a huge impact on him and on his decision. And I think that the final, you know, thing that really pushed it over the top, I think, was the video.
See, the video was, it's just, first of all, it's just wonderful news. You know, it's hard not to get a little emotional because I think we've been together now for like 2 years, and you can never, I know, and it's delay after delay after delay, and to finally get clarity, even if you had got sentenced to prison today, at least you would have had clarity that you're not going is incredible. But to the video, I think some of the changes we made of just opening up, kind of like you did in your allocution, of speaking directly to the judge and reiterating that why you'll never be here and the record you've been creating and humbly doing work that frankly is beneath your skill set. You built up a phenomenal record, dude. I'm so happy for you that you're not going to endure prison and everything. That you'd have been fine if you went, of course. I'm just so happy you're not going to have to endure that.
I am, and I can't thank you enough for just the guidance and just the endless conversations. And I know I can get lengthy on things, but just the fact that you made yourself available to me, and you put me on the right path. And I can't thank you enough. You've been a great confidant and a great friend. And I wish there was some other way I could repay you. And my family owes you a debt of gratitude like you couldn't imagine. You know, and it was great that between you and my attorney, that the decisions that I made were the right ones. And I really appreciate watching your videos and reading your books and just everything. I can't thank you enough.
Well, you're very welcome. You know, I'm usually someone who rambles a bit, though it's hard not to get a little emotional because you have kids and you want to rebuild and you've endured enough. And I think you did a good job because every defendant wants to tell the judge, Your Honor, I've lost my job and my career and my reputation is destroyed, and it's all true. And then sometimes the judge may say, well, you should have thought about that before breaking the law. Instead, we did it differently by articulating the conduct, but you always put the victims first, right? I think as much as someone would want to talk about their family and how things are imploding, which is all true, You put the
Yeah, I mean, the fact that
you put them first.
Put them first, and I did take responsibility, and I owned it, and I stood up and I owned it, and I was remorseful, and I felt terrible that there were any victims in this situation, and I think that really made a difference as well.
So the when you made your statement, I know you were looking up and looking down. Did you get a sense that the judge he had to have been listening to every word and felt that you were genuine?
Yeah, he said, I usually don't believe people, and he goes, but I believe you. And luckily, when I had asked you also, do you feel like it's okay for my daughter to speak? Because I don't think my wife could have gone through it. And I give a lot of credit to my daughter, who's been super strong throughout this whole process. My oldest daughter out of my three, she went up and spoke on my behalf, and she was amazing as well. And I really think that the judge, felt that we were being honest with him. And I think, that really hit home when we spoke, because we spoke the truth, and it really was amazing.
Well, I'm very happy for you, and certainly I will relay the news to Brad and to Michael Santos and everyone on our team with whom you've worked. And Brad's going to be ecstatic just because we've been so vested for so long, and
yeah. And Brad's amazing. He's an amazing human being, and it's funny how sometimes, even though I wish these things didn't happen to me, I am better for having met you and met Brad and your whole staff. I can't thank you all enough.
Well, as we close this, I'll never forget, I have a good memory, which sometimes is good and bad. I'll never forget our first call. I was sitting at a Starbucks at 6 a.m. in Calabasas, and I asked you, you had said to me something like, hey, I better run this by my lawyer or something like that. And I said, you could absolutely do that. Though in our experience, judges really want to hear from the defendants. And I think by then you'd already watched the video with Judge Boo or something, Judge Bennett, and you said something like, whether my lawyer's for or against, and you turned out to be for it, you said, I've got to take control of my own life. I'm sitting here spinning out of control, wondering what's next. Even if I go to prison, I want to be able to know that I did everything I could. And that's, even if you got sentenced today to 6 months or a year, you still would have done everything you could to prepare, but you're not going. It's terrific. But I'll never forget that first call, and we'll talk more. I'm going to relay the news to Brad and Michael. We'll coordinate, maybe speaking again at length. But I think it's wonderful to film this, record this video for posterity, to document it, and to have it on the record. And you should now go spend time with your family.
I just want to hit one more note.
Yep.
And there's something that stuck with me that you said to me. You said that do you want to live in pain or regret? Do you want to know that you did everything possible to help your situation and influence your outcome? What do you want to do, Manny? And I took that to heart, and I said, and you said there's work to be done. You can either not do the work or do the work. And I said to you, you know what? I'm going to do the work. And you believed in me. And we spoke the other day, and every time I speak to someone, especially my wife, I said, honey, no matter the outcome, I'm at peace that I did everything possible in order to get the best possible outcome. And that peace that you had given me really gave me the fortitude to go through this process. And it really, it was amazing. And I can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you for calling and for everything that we've done together. I'll relay the news and enjoy the rest of the day with your family. Let's Zoom over the next day or two, and we'll talk about this a little more. For now, you're not going to prison. Go enjoy your family, and next we'll transition to our continuing to rebuild in the business and all that good stuff. For now, go spend time with your beautiful family. I'm so happy for you.
You too, Justin. Thank you so much. You have a great day.
All right, bud. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Great. It's wonderful news. It's just terrific.